Tell me, what is it like to be an independent storyteller in this moment today?
It's complicated
And necessary?
and important, right? Yeah, we need stories that are representing the pockets of our culture that aren't being represented more than ever, but also the framework is kind of dying around us, so we have to get creative. We have to do ridiculous things like fund entire seasons of television from your morning show paychecks, and that's what we're doing.
This question for both of you, how do you hope storytellers respond to this moment politically, culturally?
Honestly, that's how I hope they respond to it. Truthfully and bravely. Yeah.
And I think those who have a platform have to do whatever they can to make sure that voices who are feeling a little more marginalized get their shot.
God, I started with the heavy questions. Let's do something fun. This is your crowd. These are your people. Spirit Awards Saturday. Nominees. Yeah.
Show of all award shows, truly.
We came here for the first time together 20 years ago with our movie The Puffy Chair that we made for $10,000. We were the first people here sitting.
We got here like 2 hours early before the carpet was even opened.
We were just like, can you let us in, guys? We were excited. This might be the only time we get to come here ever.
Yeah. Was it real? It didn't feel real.
Yeah, but it's cool, man. We're still doing the same thing. We've got a movie called Jazzy that's in the Cassavetes Award category in editing. It's a lower budget movie like we've always done. We have our TV show Penelope. Megan Stott, our lead actress, is nominated. That's the one we made independently. And yeah, it's just really cool to be with our peeps.
Most indie thing you've ever done on a set? Like, what's the most indie, scrappiest filmmaking you've ever done? I know we could talk about this for hours probably, but
on the very first day of shooting Black Rock, Kate Bosworth asked where the bathroom was, and I just faced the woods and was like, "Go for it." So I had Kate Bosworth go to the bathroom in the woods. That was probably my most indie filmmaking thing I've ever done.
I had a cool indie moment in the middle of the morning show where I decided my character should throw up in the middle of a scene, and they were like, "Well, we can't do it. We don't have the stunt people and the thing." And I was like, "Guys, I've been doing this for years. Don't worry." So I went to craft service, put together a little oatmeal, chopped up some raisins, a little apples in it, chunked it up, and it was beautiful. Yeah.
You know what you're doing. And also just seeing the two of you together in front of me, I have to ask, you guys work really closely together. You write projects together, you produce, you've directed some things from scripts you've written together. What's the best and most challenging thing about being a couple that works together?
It's a great question. I mean, for me,
I literally just picture locked something that he wrote and was the EP of. So it's wild. It's intimate.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to South by Southwest this year with a movie called Magic Hour that we co-wrote together in a car 5 years ago. We've been waiting for the perfect moment to make it, and I was hoping she would cast me in it, and she didn't. So then we just go home and have really aggressive makeup sex. So it works for everybody.
It keeps the relationship spicy.
Yeah.
The key to aggressive makeup sex is don't cast him.
Don't cast your partner. No.
Yeah,
Cast like the insanely handsome, uber talented Daveed Diggs. Keep him on his toes.
Sideline me. keep me wanting.
During the makeup sex, did she say Daveed's name?
I wore earplugs just in case. I know how to protect my marriage. Yeah.
And what is the key to a lasting relationship this many years later? Because you guys have been so successful, also such a great, dynamic, creative, brilliant couple. Should I keep going?
Keep going. I mean, I don't know. Our 17-year-old daughter is now a filmmaker and working with us. We've always kept it in the family, working with Jay, and that's, for me, the troubles of working so closely with people you love are far outweighed by laying your head on the pillow next to somebody and having them understand what you're complaining about, as opposed to being with like an ER doctor and being like, "But nobody cast me," and they're like, "I lost 3 patients today." And like, okay, you want someone who understands you.
I also think it really helps when you very much love, respect, and appreciate the work that the other person does. I think it would be really hard if I thought he was a really crappy filmmaker to be like, yeah, let's keep going. The fact that he constantly pushes me and inspires me and his work excites me, I think has a lot to do with it. And I like the way he smells.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time.
No, it's just Mark. It's his essence. Yeah.
Just that Duplass Musk. Yep.
Wait, and can we circle back to the 17-year-old budding filmmaker? I mean, obviously she's grown up in a household with filmmaker parents, but did you say, are you sure?
We were like, please don't.
Yeah.
It's painful and difficult. And so if you must, you must. And after years and years of us telling her, you're not allowed to go out and audition, you're not allowed to go out and make movies, she turned 16 and she was like, fuck you guys, here I come. So.
And she's great.
Kind of sounds
great.
familiar.
Yeah.
Sounds like a typical 16-year-old girl. I mean, you know. And then last question for you, as filmmakers, I want to ask you about this thing Maya Hawke and Ethan Hawke this past week talked about casting actors based on Instagram followers. I know that this is not a new phenomenon, but it is something that has increased, I think, in these challenging times when people are looking at how to, maximize marketing. What's your take on that and how you approach that?
I try not to be too critical of anybody in this industry who's trying to get movies made, and I try to have grace because it's a scary time. But I feel like there's kind of two ways to go about it. It's like, all right, we can go and do things based upon popularity and still play the race that we're here to make money, or you can forget about all of that and put all of that stuff away and just say, what is the piece of art that has the ability to move our culture most right now? And usually that comes from a completely unexpected place, and I'm glad we have the technology to do that. So I'm hoping more people pick up that sword and swing it.
Yeah. It feels to me like an extension sort of what the business always has been, right? Of like, who's the most famous actress? Well, we're going to cast her. It doesn't matter if she's right for the role. And TV in the past couple of years, now that there's like no exclusivity, has like, oh, who's on a show that works? We're going to put her also in that show and this show and that show. And so it feels like it's like this sign of safety of like, well, they have a built-in audience, but I don't think it's always what's best for the art. Like it's not representative of talent. So it feels pretty uninspired to me, and it's not that exciting to watch.